Good morning. Welcome to Sanjay Adventures. Here we are in the beautiful city of Wells, and I'm just about to take you on a fantastic ride over the top of the Mendips, taking in all kinds of wonderful places like Burrington Combe, Cheddar Gorge, Roman roads, all kinds of other exciting things. So I hope you come along and enjoy the ride. And here's my trusty steed. It's a Can-Am Spyder RT Special Edition, and that's going to take us all over the Mendips. It's a beautiful day for a ride, so let's enjoy it. Oh, here we are, just about to start our ride. Can't think of a nicer place to start than the cathedral here at Wells and the beautiful village green. And we'll take a drive through the town centre before we make our way up on top of the Mendips. Just driving past the glorious chapter house. Under the arch. And here to our left is the oldest medieval village lived in the whole of Europe. It's incredibly beautiful. I will be doing a separate blog on the city of the Wells. It's just such a lovely place. Smallest city in England. Many Georgian and older buildings. Quite stunning. All these beautiful buildings around here belong to Wells Cathedral School. We're going to drive down now into the city centre. I'll just make a little stop here just to show you the market square. And there's the Crown at Wells, and that's where Hot Fuzz was filmed, would you believe? So it's a beautiful old high street, and there's a really good range of local shops here as well as the usual chains, so that's always good. Now, as you can imagine, it's not the hugest city in the world, but it is one of the most beautiful, I think. Just coming up to the beautiful parish church of St Cuthbert's, which apparently is one of the largest parish churches in the southwest of England. Some beautiful examples of old almshouses here. And here we are now, coming out of the city, getting ready to drive up to the top of the Mendips. Here we are, we're driving up the Bristol Road towards the top of the mendiphills now. Over there to our left you can see a great big aerial mast which does the television and radio for the area. And over to our right, you can see the expanse of countryside pulling away from us. Now, the mendiphills really is an area of outstanding natural beauty. It's situated south of Bristol and Bath, and just north of the mendiphills is a fantastic Chew Valley with Chew Magna, Chew Valley Lake, and a variety of other beautiful little villages. On the southern slopes of the mendiphills, we come down towards the Somerset levels, which is another beautiful area of outstanding natural beauty and a fantastic place for wildlife, especially bird watching, etc. And of course you have the magnificent Glastonbury Tor. We'll see a bit of that a little bit later on. But one of the beauties of driving up here on the mendiphills, during the week especially, is there is such little traffic about, and for those of you who ride a bike, you couldn't think of a more perfect environment to drive around it. It's very, very glorious. We're currently on the road which takes us right down into Cheddar Gorge, but I'm going to turn off that shortly and do a big loop around the Mendips and come back up onto the Mendips again afterwards, up through Cheddar Gorge. So that should be quite an interesting experience. Well, I've turned off the Cheddar Gorge road now, and I'm driving towards a place called Charterhouse. This cuts right over the heart of the mendiphills here, and it's stunningly beautiful. And look at these lovely empty roads. What more could you ask for? Now this area here, just before we get to Charterhouse, was a very important area for the Romans. They mined an awful lot of lead from the top of the Mendips here and had a very big lead mine. And they're just coming up to that now. It's at the head of this combe that we come to. And in a minute, as we look over there, you can see all these very large spoil pits. As they dug out the lead, they left all these spoil pits around. It's an area for a very beautiful walk. To my left of here, which I'll show you in a second, is the combe. Now that combe, you can walk about 1.5 miles down to a place called Black Rock, and then from Black Rock you can just move out onto the back onto the road which takes you down into the gorge. Park up here. It's a really lovely walk if you get the chance. It's glorious. We're just coming up the hill here now into Charterhouse, which really is a very small hamlet, but I think the old school building up here is being converted into an outward bound centre, and you can contact them directly and go for all kinds of walks and other activities which they organise here across the mendiphills. Lovely little place. Just done a little stop here along the side of the road because there's a beautiful view over the Chew Valley, and you can probably just make out Chew Valley Lake below. Fantastic stretch of scenery. And over the top there, that's Beacon Batch, which is the highest point of the Mendip Hills. The trusty steed. Now we're just coming down into Burrington Combe, which runs parallel to Cheddar Gorge, but the Combe opens out onto the north side of the mendiphills, whereas Cheddar Gorge obviously opens out onto the southern side. Now Burrington Combe is famous for a number of things, but probably most famous for the person who wrote Rock of Ages. Apparently, he was in the area and sheltering from a storm and hid behind this particular rock. It's not the hugest rock in the world, but hopefully we'll see it on the way down. The area is also very famous for outward bound, and there are a couple of notable caves down here where your speleologists come and cave, and some good introductory caves, one called Swallet Hole, which is to our left here somewhere, up in the wilds. Now the place is also full of mountain goats and mountain cattle. So occasionally you drive down here and discover a very large, hairy, bighorn beast staring directly at you. It's a little bit off-putting, but they're pretty gentle. And what they do, they keep the undergrowth down and stop quite a lot of the rock falls that do happen in this area. There's also quite a lot of climbing that goes on here. The sides of the Combe a bit further down provide excellent sort of practice and training grounds to people who are learning to rock climb. I think there's one just coming up here now. Say at the weekends the place becomes very, very busy, so if you want your ideal drive, is best to come midweek, and if you can find a day like this, well, you've absolutely cracked it, haven't you? How beautiful. Now we're going to come out the bottom of the Combe down here, turn left and go towards Churchill, which is on the A38. I'm going to turn left there and then turn back off the A38 to go to a village called Shipham before we make our way back down in towards Cheddar. Now, as you can see before you here, I don't know if you can see on that ridge in the distance, there's a gap in the trees. Well, just beyond there is Bristol Airport. You see ahead, you can see the beautiful wooded slopes of the south side of the Mendip Hills. And we're just driving back up to the top of the Mendips again, up to the village of Shipham. And then we'll make our way down the other side of the Mendips, to the south side of the Mendips, and enter into Cheddar. And then we'll have a drive up through the gorge. Shipham's a very pretty little village. It's got a lovely big church and two really nice pubs, and quite a popular place to come and live up here in the Mendips. We've been up to the pub here quite a few times. It's very nice indeed. It's the first pub, the Miners' Arms, and the second pub is just tucked away round the corner from it. Down here. and it's called the Shipper's Inn. There's a pretty little parish church there and some rather beautiful houses all around it. It's all very beautiful countryside around here. And again, very little traffic around. Here we are, we're just driving into Cheddar now. Now, cheddar is obviously synonymous with the Gorge and also with cheddar cheese. But no one's really sure whether it was named after the cheese or named after the process of making cheese, that particular type of cheese, which is called cheddaring. And that process is carried out in this whole sort of area, really. So I think Cheddar may well have capitalised on that and decided to shorten the name to Cheddar. Cheddar's really quite a lovely place, and it's only really the tourist area at the bottom of the gorge which gets absolutely overrun with thousands of people at the weekend. Now we're just pulling down into the heart of Cheddar now. To the right you go to the town centre, and to the left we go to the gorge. So I'm going to go to the left here and take you up through the gorge. Say on a weekday it's not too bad. Come the weekend this place will be absolutely packed. There's a Cheddar Gorge Cheese Company. Beautiful houses up there on the hill there. A couple of famous caves here. They're coming up on our right. They're show caves, so you can get in to have a look at them. The little outcrop you can see there is called Lion Rock. In certain angles it looks like the head of a lion. Now there's the entrance to Cox's Cave, sorry, and then the more famous one of the two, Goff's Cave, is up here at the top. Here's the entrance to Goff's Cave up here. Away in there. And here we now, we just enter the actual start of the gorge itself. Very stunning. Just coming to a little area around this corner which is called the Natural Amphitheatre, and again you can see why it's called that. It's quite stunning. A lot of people do park their cars here, and you have to be wary of falling rocks. There's a squeeze point here. Fantastic look up there, hope they can get it. These sort of pinnacles of rock with the sun shining behind them. Really quite beautiful. I'll just pull over here for a minute. some photos of this particular area. Now, if you remember earlier talking about going to Black Rock, walking down that combe, this is where the exit of Black Rock is, about 3/4 of the way up the gorge. It makes a lovely walk. So you can either park just there and walk up to the Roman mining area, or do it the other way around. Very lovely. Just coming out now to the top end of the gorge. Here we are back at the road I turned onto on the way to Charthouse at the top end of Black Rock. I just pulled up at a place called Deer Leap on the southern edge of the Mendips, just south of the little village of Priddy, and it's such a glorious view. I thought I'd share it with you. Brent Knoll over in the distance. Really is very, very beautiful. Lovely place to come for a picnic, and it can just make out over there in the distance Glastonbury Tor. It really is quite beautiful. I'll pan round again. Absolutely glorious. And finish off with some lovely views. Just heading back now from that glorious view into the village of Priddy. Priddy's always been famous for a travellers' fair, which they used to have every year, and that's only recently stopped, but it was a very important place for travellers, and they all would come and sell horses, etc. Just coming past the Queen Victoria Inn, which is a really lovely pub here. Very interesting outside seating, and coming down onto the green. The green has a little structure with a thatched roof which keeps all the sheep hurdles. In the past it was a very famous sheep selling area, and there was another pub on the green here. That again doesn't happen so much these days now. It's almost famous for the Priddy Folk Festival, which is on each year, and that really is a fantastic experience to come up here. The Folk Festival takes over the whole green here, and there you can see the structure with all the sheep hurdles in. It's a very lively little village, and a very beautiful old village as well. Just nestled in a little dip on the top of the hill of the Mendips here, quite sheltered. And again, a very popular place for many people to come up to the pub, have walks, etc. Really lovely. We really are quite blessed having the Mendips on our doorstep. This is so good. Whether you like cycling, biking, trekking, there's just so much to do up here. Really, really lovely. Well, We're now coming down the hill from the top of the Mendips, southwards, back towards the city of Wells. Beautiful views there of the countryside as we come down. And in a minute we should be able to see Glastonbury Tor quite clearly as well. This, as I said before, this really is like a gateway to the West Country for me. I know when I'm coming down this hill, when I've been away for a while, I really feel as if I'm now coming home. It's just such a beautiful part of the world. Here we go, Glastonbury Tor ahead of us. Beautiful expanse of the Somerset levels. And we can see right down to the Blackdown Hills in the distance, and the Quantock Hills and Exmoor over to our right, over there in the haze at the moment. And far over to our left, you've got Salisbury Plain. I mean, it really is a standout place. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our little trip across the Mendip Hills. You'll probably only see about 20 minutes of an hour and a half ride. If you're down in this part of the world, do come and have a look. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, please, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please really press the like button and the subscribe button, because that really helps the channel develop, and also gives me a really good idea of whether or not people would be interested in me doing more vlogs on the bike in the West Country. Please leave your comments as well. It's always nice to hear from everybody, and hopefully we'll see you soon. I think our next vlog's probably going to be a walking one, and we're just going to be giving you a walk around the beautiful city of Wells. So I hope you come along and join us for that one. In the meantime, thanks very much, and we'll see you soon.